Welcome to American Sports News. I'm Colin, this is Frankie, and we're going to start off with some football. So, right now in the NFL, it's a big two-team race between the Patriots and the Cardinals. As of now, those would be the two teams making it to the Super Bowl.
Yes, and we're just going to look at some stats that Brady and Gronk have been having since the Chiefs game. And Brady has thrown for 1,601 yards, 18 TDs, and 1 interception. That's insane.
That's MVP stats.
And if he plays like this, he's obviously gonna get it. Or it's gonna be a fight. It's not gonna be a unanimous decision.
No,
but it's gonna be a fight.
Murray, I would throw his name around.
And Peyton Manning's always in there.
Of course.
Every year. Gronk, he has 516 yards and 5 TDs. So 18 of those from Brady, he's thrown to Gronk, and that's insane just for a tight end.
Yeah, I mean, right now,
even for a wide receiver, that's pretty good.
That's pretty great. Right now, I would say Gronk is better than Jimmy Graham. Would you agree with me?
Oh, yeah. Healthy, way better than Julius Thomas. He's number 1 in the league. When he's healthy, when he's playing like this, but he's got to stay healthy. He's got to keep playing like this.
Exactly.
If the Patriots are going to make it to the Super Bowl.
Which, right now, I really believe that the Patriots have a really good shot.
This is their year.
If they can get that 1 seed and get home field advantage, because they're so good at home. I don't think anybody can beat them in the AFC at home.
No way.
I still think
home field advantage?
It's huge for the
playoffs?
Pats. It's huge.
Belichick can't lose.
Exactly. I still think Indy's a little bit of a fraud team because I don't think their defense is developed yet. And obviously Andrew Luck I would call a top 5 quarterback. He has T.Y. Hilton, Wayne as his weapons, and I think they could give us a challenge in a few weeks, but I don't see anything to worry about.
Cards versus Pats. Who's better?
I'm taking the Pats.
Oh, I'm taking the Pats. No.
Yeah.
It's not even gonna be after the game in 2 weeks. It's not even gonna be after the Patriots next game in 2 weeks. It's not even gonna be a question. We're gonna be the best team.
Yeah, we have a really tough schedule. We have Detroit, Indy, San Diego, and Green Bay in the next 4 weeks.
Well, Detroit, they have the number 1 defense still, right?
It's up there. I don't know if it's
up there,
number
but
1.
It's up there, number 1.
Good. And Calvin Johnson's coming back.
They're floating around there.
Calvin's coming back.
I feel like people think it's gonna be a hard team to beat, but I don't know.
It's gonna be interesting what they do.
Our offense is gonna dominate, and our defense is good enough. Is now to the point that it's good enough that we're just gonna dominate that game.
Well, the only question I have is the Patriots have Darrelle Revis, who I think can cover everybody in the NFL. Demaryius Thomas kind of beat him, but I think he can cover almost all the number 1 receivers in the NFL. But then we have Brandon Browner, who's fit towards guarding the big physical receiver. Like a perfect matchup for Brandon Browner would be like a Vincent Jackson, a big red zone threat who's not like much of a speed guy. But the Lions have...
Just get that power in that height.
Exactly. But the Lions have Golden Tate and Calvin Johnson. Calvin Johnson is the best receiver in the NFL. He is huge. He has hands. He can run routes. He's flat out fast. Revis will be covering him. But Golden Tate does not fit Brandon Browner's guys who he usually covers. Golden Tate is average height, good route runner, and he has good hands.
I don't think it's not going to be 1-on-1, though. They're not going to...
Are they going to put, like, Kyle Arrington or Alfonso Denard on him? I think Golden Tate's good. I think he can beat any of those guys. So, in that Detroit game, Golden Tate will be the X factor, because I don't know if they're going to do it with Browner.
He's not one of the top targets, though.
Right now, he's been doing fantastic.
He's been doing good, but, like, I feel like they're not going to leave him 1-on-1.
They can't.
Double-teamed, he's not going to have a chance to catch the ball. But
Calvin
Johnson, you're going to have to triple team him. It doesn't matter. He's still going to catch the ball.
You know what? What if they put Browner on Calvin? 6'4" versus 6'5"?
But Calvin Johnson's fast.
So he's going to be tough for him to guard because he's gonna jump he's gonna jump over Revis and he's gonna blow by Browner.
Yeah.
We'll see what they do. They'll probably have McCourty help up top.
Yeah, there's gonna be some safety help in there.
There's got to be. But right now, I am not taking anything away from the Cardinals. I think they're a fantastic team. They have a great defense. They're off. Andre Ellington is a breakout star of the year. Carson Palmer looks really good. And obviously they have Michael Floyd, Larry Fitzgerald, who are both really capable receivers. And that team, right? They're leading the NFC West, which is the toughest division football, and they're just doing it by having the best record, which is pretty crazy.
So Cowboys, we went on this with the pretenders, contenders. I said they were pretenders.
Don't count them out yet.
I'm not counting them out. I'm just saying that no way they're making it to the Super Bowl.
I still think they have a chance.
Nope.
Well, right now Romo's hurt. He'll be back.
And Des Bryant,
Des Bryant's good.
Yeah, he's doing good, but he's not doing everything, though.
DeMarco Murray, I'm sorry, we're not going to be able to stop DeMarco Murray.
DeMarco Murray is the only thing that's keeping that team afloat.
Nobody can stop him.
Still sinking.
It's not going to sink. I love their offense line, their defense. I think the Cowboys could be the biggest challenger to Arizona, or like Green Bay in the NFC.
If Romo comes back healthy, I'll take my statement back.
Okay. Well, he'll be back. He'll definitely be back. But I think right now it's still Arizona in front of Dallas, even if Romo was healthy, because I think the defense for Arizona is just one step higher than Dallas's, and their offense is match, I would say.
Well, yeah, like we just said, Patriots 1, Arizona 2, Cowboys.
I wouldn't call them 3 right now.
No, not 3. I would say probably about 8.
Right now, Pittsburgh looks good. The Cleveland Browns.
That was a good game.
24-3 against the Cincinnati Bengals.
That was a really good game.
Wow. Well,
I didn't see that game though.
It wasn't.
I didn't see stats or highlights or anything for that game. Who played quarterback?
For who?
For the Browns.
Brian Hoyer. Good game.
One Manziel.
Andy Dalton.
Manziel or trade him.
Andy Dalton really played awful. 86 passing yards, 3 interceptions.
Oh, yeah. You know.
That's
some people have their bad days.
That's
put Manziel in.
No, don't put Manziel in.
And that's it for the football edition of
American Sports News.
This is the basketball segment of American Sports News. I'm Fergie. This is Colin. And we got a lot of topics today. Not really, but the Rockets, 6-0. Probably the best duo right now, Harden and Howard.
Easily. Like right now, Harden is millenniums away from anybody else in the shooting guard position. He is just dominating. I would call him an MVP candidate.
Right now, but later in the year, it's not going to be like that. Now onto the Cavs. Cavs, they're struggling. He said that in this letter when he said, "I'm coming home." He goes, it's going to be a struggle with a new coach. We're not going to win the first year. He said that. I'm not guaranteeing a championship the first year.
Yeah, but look at his team.
But he said...
Exactly.
They all have to... It's a new team. It's a brand new team.
It's an offensive-based team. It's an offensive-based team.
But they all have to work together. And Kevin Love says he's not getting enough touches. They all are ball hogs. They're not all ball hogs.
LeBron isn't.
They're all...
Kyrie has become a point guard, not a shooting guard.
No, he's a shooting guard. No, last time he got an assist, there's been 30 shot attempts by him. He's more of a shooting guard than a point guard right now, but he needs to be that for this team to win. He has to
pass the ball.
And there needs to be some defense played by Kevin Love, but they're going to turn this around, all right? And it's just because it's the beginning of the season. They don't really know how to work with each other, but they're going to figure it out. I say by December they're up in top 3.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't going to last for long. I remember, I think the 11 Heat, they started out like this too. When you get a big 3, you're not going to come and go 82-0.
Exactly.
you're gonna struggle for the first month or two. And then once you get January and February, once it starts getting competitive, you're gonna start winning.
January and February and December are the months that teams start to take off, and
you really see the separation.
Cruising their way to the first seed in the playoffs.
Exactly.
LeBron James and Kyrie, do you think they're trouble?
There was reports that there was some
I don't believe it.
heated words in the locker room between them. I don't doubt it.
I don't believe it.
Why?
I just don't believe it.
Oh, I believe it. Kyrie's a young guy.
But Kyrie and Dion have some heat going on. That's what I heard, but I don't know. But that was.
It's definitely they're struggling. They're two star players. They want to win.
They both want the ball though.
LeBron admits to being passive. He's been really passive.
He's been passive. That's because he wants to get the ball and show his way onto the team. Like he doesn't want to just waltz on there. Oh, I'm the king. All right, you guys gotta give me the ball. Like he has a good attitude and he wants to say, all right, I'm gonna pass the ball to these guys, so maybe later in the year they're gonna pass to me.
Exactly.
And yeah, so he's been very passive, but I was talking about Dion Waiters wanting the ball because he wants the ball and Kyrie wants the ball.
Dion Waiters he's not a star player.
He's not a star player, and he needs to figure that out.
He needs to see what's going right for him and what's not.
And he needs to work harder if he wants to be a star player.
Exactly. But Frankie, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I think LeBron James slimming up in the offseason has been hurting him.
Slimming?
Remember he lost a lot of weight?
No. Maybe when he was like backing in. No, I don't really think it.
I think it's why is he's not last year LeBron, he's worse. Why is it?
Think of it. All right.
You think it's the new teammates?
No, I really don't. It's the beginning of the year. Just give him a break.
Yep.
Right? He's probably been under a lot of stress moving into a new house and stuff.
He has a house in Akron. He's had for forever.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why I said that, but just give him a break for a little bit. If he's still like this in December,
there's
come back to
think about.
And we'll think about that.
But I want to go back to the Rockets for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Remember this offseason, everybody, oh, Howard's soft. He's not good. He's not a center anymore. What happened to that? Right now, Dwight's the best center in the game.
He's been that for a long time.
Not last year.
Think about it, though.
Since being in the Rockets, he's taking a step back.
He's been top 5 for a long time, and we're just seeing him breaking out a little bit, like separating a little bit from.
He's showing who he is.
He's showing how he is and who he is and how he should have played on the Lakers with Kobe.
Yeah, that wasn't gonna work.
I don't know. It just didn't work. He said that was the worst year of his life. It was just a nightmare. Now to the 2 buzzer beaters by Gordon Hayward and Tobias Harris.
That was crazy. Gordon Hayward, especially because he's doing it against like the team that everybody's watching, the Cavs, who everybody loves.
That step back and just that quick release
and Dion's
perfect.
mouth.
And I don't know how anyone could make that shot. It was really nice. It looks impossible because you have to get it around the guy's hand into the basket while doing a step back, and the guy's in your face. The guy's like this in your face.
It was a lucky shot. That's the only explanation.
You have to shoot around. Say here's the basket. You have to shoot around.
Or you just go over it.
He couldn't go over it though.
He may have. I have to watch a highlight again, but Gordon Hayward is a really underrated player. He got a big contract extension this offseason. I think he's overpaid, but we'll see if he's actually a great player.
Tobias Harris, he had a nice.
Another really underrated player.
He had a nice.
He had really nice.
I think it was either far 2 or 3. Just he got the ball, just put it up real quick, and they got it.
Yep. Yeah. So those 2 were some amazing plays, and we're looking forward to a great basketball season. That's all we got today. See you next time.
The New York Rangers. I classify them as in the soup. New York Rangers have taken some major blows in the defensive aspect of the game. Well, Ryan McDonough got out during preseason, not coming back anywhere in the near future. He's the captain of the team. I mean, it's going to be a huge blow to the Rangers. Also, we have Dan Boyle.
Out with a broken hand. And another key aspect to this defense in New York. And New York has always been known for their defense blocking shots. He's one of their number one shot blockers.
Shot blockers.
Sorry about that. And that would just be another big blow to the
and
defense.
John Moore out with a bad hit. I'm pretty sure it was against Toronto.
4-game suspension.
4 games. I mean, they're down 3 defensemen. They're pulling anyone up from the minors at this point, basically. And that's going to be...
You know, these hits happen a lot, and the videos always crack me up of the commissioner going through the
He goes through
ones.
every time, NHL.com and NHL TV. They do it every time. The guy tells you everything
and
about
it's
it.
Pretty much
it's
the
good.
same thing every time. Hands too high, chicken
Hands
wing.
too high.
But then there
Late
was,
hit.
Yeah, there was one I saw of this guy in the Oilers once. It was complete. I was like, oh, this whole thing. And then he jumped up, left his feet, and hit the guy. So that was a different one. But speaking of the Oilers, they are in the soup also with the Rangers.
Well, now they got Taylor Hall. Oh, I'm not sure what it's for, but that's going to be huge.
Taylor Hall.
He's the best player on the team by far.
Number 1 overall draft pick. At first he wasn't living up to that number 1 standard, and then
Now he is.
Now he is.
And
he's playing like
it's not helping
first
getting
overall
hurt.
draft pick.
Him in his career, because he's going to have to come back, or the Oilers, because they're in a tough situation already. They're not doing too bad, 5-7 to the start of the season, but
than the typical Oilers, they've been playing a lot better.
yeah.
And then another big blow was the loss of Andrew Ference. And the sole reason the Oilers got Andrew Ference 2 years ago was
They needed
for
a captain.
his experience in the NHL. That team was so young. They needed experience. They needed a guy who could lead this team. That's why they got Andrew Ference.
He came right into the Oilers, and he had a C on his jersey
He had
the first
a C on
game.
his jersey the first preseason game without even playing for them. It was crazy. It was just they had such a lack of leadership, and Andrew Ference brought that, and that's the last thing the Oilers need now.
Yeah.
Lack of leadership. And Andrew Ference being out cut short his hometown trip back to Boston.
Yeah,
after
definitely.
he was going to come back to
gonna
TD Garden after leaving us
coming
to go
back.
to the Oilers. Speaking of comebacks, Sean Thornton returned to the TD Garden.
They had a big ceremony at TD Garden for Thornton. His parents were there watching the whole thing. They were up on the Jumbotron.
Yeah. Bawling their eyes out.
It was really emotional, even for me, because he was such a great player for the team.
Such a goon. Oh my God.
A great dude.
He took on John Scott. The guy, Sean Thornton's probably what, 5'11", 6 feet?
Yeah.
Around there, John Scott's about 8 feet tall. He took him on. He did get pounded, but still, nonetheless.
He takes one for the team every single time.
And even those times, he scored some beautiful goals. Like against Winnipeg, he had a penalty
He had
shot.
some nice pair of hands when he was out there.
And nobody really expected that from him. It was really sad to see Thornton go. He was just brought a big spark to the game.
Yeah.
With all his crazy hits, his attitude towards the game.
He had
really
a
funny.
great attitude, loves the game.
Oh yeah.
He'd do anything for the team. He was just that
Two-time
player
Stanley Cup champion.
everyone loved.
Yeah, and he had something like 100,
Oh.
105 fighting majors in 400 games. Now
Yeah,
that may not seem like a lot, but that is a ton.
For the NHL,
Most players
Ooh.
get about 20 a
like,
season.
well, it depends who you're talking about.
Well,
Third
the
line and
major-
up,
The major fighters, they probably get around 20
yeah.
a season. But
20, between 20 and 50 a season.
But with 100 in 400 games, that's about 30 to 40 a season.
That's
that's
a
a lot
tough
of fights.
player right there.
And he's just such a hard-nosed player. And he could really rock that mustache.
Just like Tim Thomas. Oh, no. Tim Thomas was probably the ugliest person in the world with a mustache. We all know he's a little crazy up there, so we'll leave that alone.
That's it for today. For the hockey segment
of American Sports News. There will be no baseball segment today. We'll catch you next time.